One of the key issues that could shape the political agenda of 2026 is the environment, where we are seeing growing clashes between political interests, business interests, and indeed civic concerns of the citizens of the country. Will, for example, you and I, the people of India, get to breathe clean air in our cities? Or will it all be about rhetoric and little action on the ground? Will clean Yamuna remain a dream, or will it become a reality? And what about the tussle over mining, especially in fragile ecosystems like the Aravalli Hills and indeed right across this country? Will ecology be put at the top of the agenda? Will our politicians be able to balance growth and development while ensuring that this country's biodiversity is protected? And remember, there is the climate change challenge. Along with rising temperature, severe monsoonic conditions have led to floods and landslides with increasing frequency. Will our politicians be there to fight for the environment? Take a look.
Dense fog in North India in December is normal. Battling air pollution across North India is the new normal. Even the financial capital of the country suffers from hazardous air quality. According to the environmental experts, both human-made emissions and natural atmospheric conditions are working together to trap pollutants over Indian cities. Top major contributors are construction surge and vehicular emissions. Yet the Indian Parliament failed to discuss or spare even a minute for this severe crisis in the winter session of 2025. Evidently, there is lack of collective will to work for a green future, while Indian politicians continue to blame game and bicker. On 15th December 2025, when world soccer legend Lionel Messi came calling in Delhi, the capital city recorded 450 AQI, which falls into the severe plus category. At the stadium, the Chief Minister of Delhi was booed as a group of people raised slogans when she came on stage. Two days later, on 17th December, Indian all-rounder Hardik Pandya wore a face mask during Team India's practice session, held amidst intense fog ahead of the 4th T20 International against South Africa in Lucknow. The match was abandoned that evening, without a ball being bowled at the Ekana Cricket Stadium, as smog reduced visibility and increased high risk for players and spectators. Fans were left waiting for more than 3 hours as umpires made as many as 7 inspections, but not even the toss was possible in the end. Iconic monuments like the India Gate or the Taj Mahal disappearing in the smog is now a very common thing in India. Seasonal stopgap measurements are implemented with very little effect. India lacks a cohesive and empowered green policy that its politicians adhere to. On the night of 6th December 2025, a fire at a nightclub in North Goa killed 25 people. Glaring lapses included the club's layout, other than the narrow entry and exit points. Its location along the backwaters and a basement kitchen with no ventilation that turned the fire into a deadly trap. Makes it glaringly clear that the club did not follow fire safety norms. But it was functional and profiteering under the very eyes that should have stopped it from coming up in the first place. According to the Regional Plan 2021, the area where the Burj by Romeo Lane was built in North Goa is zoned as a salt pan, classified as Eco 1, and is clearly marked as a no development zone. This is Khazan land, a centuries-old engineered ecosystem featuring an intricate network of bunds, sluice gates and fields that manage the tidal flow of saline water. Yet, it gets constructed and peddled as the only island club of India, and ran without any impunity till the fire killed people. It was a clear brazen violation of any environmental concern, and authorities looked the other way till the time they could no more. Every monsoon, the hills have landslides, and a hue and cry is made about rampant construction with complete disregard for ecology. Plains get flooded because the monsoon water has no outlet. Urbanization has closed the nalas, and water bodies are filled that earlier allowed excess water to drain out. State governments and central governments play pass the buck game till another season of disasters hit. Yamuna continues to stink despite loud promises. Elections are fought and lost, pegged on the green promises, yet forgotten in a blink right after assumption of power. Indian coastal metropolitan cities like Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata get submerged each monsoon. Governments blame the British-era civic works and overcrowding of the cities, and forget that it's their responsibility to deliver better amenities when seasonal turmoil hits. In the last month of 2025, people in Rajasthan, Haryana, Delhi and Western Uttar Pradesh came together for the Aravallis. After the Supreme Court of India passed a judgment on 28th November that only the hills that are 100 meters or higher would be considered a part of the hills. It essentially removed the green protection from any hill with less than 100 meters height, allowing indiscriminate mining and erosion in the name of development. The order was based on the government's stance that a clear definition for the ranges was needed to formulate developmental policies. Those who disagreed with the government and the court called the judgment a death warrant for the Aravallis.
The committee recommended that to ensure sustainable mining in Aravalli Hill and Range, no new mining lease, except in case of critical strategic and atomic mineral. तो कोई नई माइनिंग की वो विषय नहीं है.
On 24th December, the government said no new mining leases will be issued. The Aravallis, after all, acts as a bulwark against desertification and pollution. The anger on the streets was loud. Leading the charge was Indian Gen Z. The pressure worked. The Supreme Court has put its own order on hold, staying the centre's definition of the Aravalli Hill range. The top court initiated suo motu proceedings, admitting that critical clarifications are needed. When the veteran lawmakers failed, the future of India rose to fight for its green rights, paving way for a brighter day ahead. For 2026, India's key environmental challenges involve accelerating its energy transition, reducing coal dependence despite renewable growth, managing escalating climate impacts like floods, heat waves, tackling severe urban pollution of air and water, addressing fragmented governance, and securing adequate climate finance for adaptation. All these need to be done while India faces global pressures like the EU's CBAM and implementing national targets for a sustainable future. Indian politicians across the spectrum have to come together to ensure that green issues gain political currency and at least a change starts now in 2026. Bureau Report, India Today.